Ever wonder how some people just seem to nail their goals, while the rest of us are stuck in a habit-breaking loop? What if I told you the secret isn't willpower, but tiny, almost invisible shifts that compound into massive change? Get ready to unlock the power of Atomic Habits, the revolutionary book by James Clear that's about to transform how you think about success. In this video, we're breaking down the core principles so you can start building the life you want, one atomic habit at a time. Think about this. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. Success isn't about making giant leaps. It's about the small, atomic habits that compound over time. If you've ever struggled to stick with good habits or break bad ones, this is the video for you. Stay till the end because we're diving deep into James Clear's groundbreaking book, Atomic Habits. Get ready for actionable strategies to rewire your behavior and transform your life. Chapter 1. Why Habits Shape Your Identity, the Unseen Architect of Your Future Self. Every action we take, no matter how insignificant it seems, reinforces our identity. This is a profound truth that many overlook. We often focus on what we want to achieve, lose weight, write a book, learn a new language. But the truly successful individuals don't just set goals. They become the person who naturally achieves those goals. Consider the subtle but powerful difference in language. If you say, "I'm trying to quit smoking," you're still, on some level, identifying as a smoker. Your internal narrative reinforces that identity, making the battle against the habit a constant uphill struggle. But what if you shifted that narrative? What if you declared, "I am a non-smoker"? This isn't just semantics, it's a fundamental shift in your self-perception. By stating, "I am a non-smoker," you're aligning your identity with your desired outcome, making every refusal of a cigarette an affirmation of who you are becoming. This principle extends to every area of life. If your goal is to be a writer, stop saying, "I want to write a book someday." Instead, embody the identity. I am a writer. This means you write, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day. You read books on writing, you immerse yourself in the craft, your actions become consistent with your declared identity. Think about world-class athletes. They don't just set goals to win championships. They live their identity as disciplined, focused, and resilient performers. Their daily routines, their training, their diet, their recovery are all expressions of who they are, not just what they want to achieve. They don't try to be athletes, they are athletes. This deep-seated identity drives their consistent efforts, making success feel less like a struggle and more like a natural consequence of their being. The most effective way to change your habits, therefore, is not to focus on what you want to achieve, but on who you wish to become. When we shift our habits, we fundamentally shift our identity. Success doesn't come from setting goals. It comes from becoming the person who naturally achieves them. This internal transformation is the bedrock upon which all lasting habit change is built. It's about building belief in yourself, brick by small brick, through consistent action. Every time you perform a desired habit, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. Over time, those votes accumulate, solidifying your new identity and making your desired behaviors feel effortless and intrinsic. Chapter 2. The Habit Loop. How behaviors are reinforced, unraveling the invisible threads of your routine. So how do these behaviors, these invisible threads that make up our daily lives, actually get reinforced? James Clear breaks down every habit into a fundamental, repeatable pattern, habit loop. Understanding this loop is crucial because it gives us the power to hack it, to intentionally design our environment and our actions, to cultivate good habits and dismantle bad ones. Every habit follows this four-stage pattern. A cue triggers the behavior. This is the prompt, the signal that tells your brain it's time to initiate a specific routine. It could be anything: a specific time of day, a particular location, an emotional state, or even the end of another habit. For instance, the cue for checking your phone might be a notification sound, or simply feeling bored. A craving creates a desire to act. The cue doesn't just prompt an action, it sparks a craving for a change in state. You don't crave the cigarette itself, you crave the feeling of relief it provides. You don't crave checking social media, you crave the dopamine hit of new information or validation. This craving is the motivational force behind the habit. A response is the actual habit. This is the action you take: the smoking, the scrolling, the exercising, the meditating. It can be a thought, a physical action, or a combination. The response is what satisfies the craving. A reward reinforces the cycle. The reward is the positive feeling or outcome that you get from performing the habit. This satisfaction tells your brain that this action was worthwhile and that it should remember it for future use. The reward can be obvious, like the taste of food, or subtle, like the feeling of accomplishment after a workout. To build great habits, you must hack this loop strategically. The beauty of the habit loop is that once you understand its components, you can manipulate them to your advantage. Let's apply this to a common goal: starting to read every night. Make the cue obvious. Instead of vaguely intending to read, place the book on your pillow, right where you'll see it when you get into bed. Or keep it next to your coffee maker in the morning. The more visible and unavoidable the cue, the easier it is to initiate the habit. Make it attractive. Don't pick a dense academic tome that feels like a chore. Choose a book you genuinely enjoy, something that excites you and makes you look forward to opening its pages. Pair it with a cozy blanket or a warm drink to enhance the appeal. Make it easy. The biggest barrier to new habits is often the perceived effort. Commit to just one page a night. Seriously, just one page. It's so small that it feels almost impossible to fail. Once you're there, you might find yourself reading more, but the initial commitment is ridiculously low. Make it satisfying. Track your progress. Use a simple calendar to mark off each night you read. Seeing a streak grow is incredibly motivating. After a reading streak, reward yourself in a small, positive way, maybe allowing yourself an extra chapter of a pleasure read, or a few minutes of guilt-free TV. The reward reinforces the positive feeling and makes your brain want to repeat the behavior. Understanding and consciously manipulating the habit loop allows you to design your life for success. It transforms abstract goals into concrete, repeatable actions. Drop a comment. What habit do you want to change? Share your habit and let's brainstorm how to hack its loop. Chapter 3. The Power of Small Gains. The 1% Rule. The compound interest of self-improvement. This is perhaps one of the most counterintuitive yet profoundly impactful concepts in habit formation. The power of small gains, or the 1% rule. Imagine improving just 1% every day. Seems insignificant, right? Almost imperceptible. You might think, what difference can 1% possibly make? But over a year, that's a 37 times improvement. This isn't just a motivational slogan, it's a mathematical reality, much like compound interest in finance. A tiny improvement, compounded daily, leads to staggering results over time. Conversely, a tiny negative choice, compounded daily, can lead to a significant decline. Small changes add up over time, just like saving money or exercising regularly. This concept applies to both good and bad habits. Think about the difference between being 1% better and 1% worse each day. After 1 year, the person who gets 1% better will be 37.78 times better than they were at the start. The person who gets 1% worse will have declined to nearly zero. The gap isn't just linear, it's exponential. Let's visualize this with two hypothetical individuals. Person A decides to walk for 10 minutes daily. They feel a little tired at first, but they commit. Person B chooses to skip exercise entirely, perhaps opting for an extra 10 minutes of screen time. And at first, over a week or even a month, there's no noticeable difference between them. Both might feel similar, but in a year, the first person is fitter, more energized, has better mood regulation, improved cardiovascular health, and has built incredible momentum. They might even naturally extend their walks to 20 or 30 minutes because the habit has become ingrained and enjoyable. The second person, however, struggles with health issues, feels lethargic, and finds it even harder to start exercising because they built a habit of inactivity. The seemingly insignificant choices made today shape your future self. It's not about making a massive transformation overnight. It's about consistently making tiny, marginal gains. This means reading one page of a book instead of none, doing one extra push-up, saving $1 instead of spending it, writing one sentence instead of staring at a blank page. These atomic habits are so small that they feel almost trivial, but their cumulative effect is monumental. The power of this rule lies in its ability to overcome the feeling of being overwhelmed. You don't need to be a superhuman, you just need to be consistently 1% better. This gradual accumulation of small wins builds confidence, resilience, and an unstoppable trajectory toward your goals. Chapter 4. The 4 Laws of Habit Change. Building on the understanding of the habit loop and the 1% rule, James Clear provides a powerful framework for practical habit change. The 4 Laws of Habit Change. These laws are your actionable toolkit designed to help you engineer your environment and your actions to make good habits inevitable and bad habits impossible. To build good habits, or break bad ones, follow these 4 rules. 1. Make it obvious, the law of Q. Good habit. Want to drink more water? Don't just think about it. Keep a clear water bottle filled and near you at all times on your desk, in your car, by your bed. The visual cue makes it easy to remember and act upon. If you want to practice guitar, leave it out of its case, within arm's reach in a prominent part of your living room. And then, bad habit. Want to stop snacking on junk food? The first step is to remove the cue. Keep junk food out of sight in an inaccessible cupboard. Or even better, don't buy it at all. The less obvious the cue, the less likely you are to be triggered into the bad habit. If you waste time on a specific app, move it off your home screen or into a folder. 2. Make it attractive, the law of craving. Good habit. Pair habits with rewards or things you enjoy. Want to work out more? Only allow yourself to listen to your favorite podcast or a new album while you're exercising. This makes the workout itself more appealing because it's linked to something pleasurable. Want to learn a new language? Watch your favorite TV show only with subtitles in that language. Bad habit. Make bad habits less appealing. This is about increasing the friction or making the craving less intense. If you're trying to reduce social media overuse, use app blockers that impose time limits or make you perform a complex task like solving a puzzle before you can access the app. Make the instant gratification harder to get. 3. Make it easy, the law of response. Good habit. Reduce the friction for your desired habits. Start ridiculously small. Want to journal daily? Commit to just 2 minutes, or even just writing a single sentence. The goal is to get started, not to be perfect. Want to run? Lay out your running clothes the night before. Want to cook more? Pre-chop vegetables or plan your meals in advance. Bad habit. Make bad habits inconvenient. Increase the friction. If you're trying to cook more and avoid ordering takeout, delete food delivery apps from your phone. Put your gaming console in a closet. Make it require significant effort to engage in the undesirable behavior. The more steps required, the less likely you are to do it. 4. Make it satisfying, the law of reward. Good habit. Ensure an immediate positive feeling after performing the habit. Track progress. Visually use habit trackers, streak apps, or a simple calendar to mark off each day you complete your habit. Seeing a growing chain of successes is incredibly motivating and provides an immediate reward. Reward yourself with something small and meaningful that reinforces the identity. Bad habit. Create immediate consequences for breaking a bad habit, or make the lack of the habit feel less satisfying. Tell a friend your goal and give them permission to hold you accountable. You could even set up a habit contract where you pay a small penalty to a charity you dislike if you fail. The key is to make the immediate outcome of not performing the bad habit more satisfying than the habit itself. Pause here. Comment below. What's one habit you'll apply these rules to? Let's get specific. Chapter 5. Habit Stacking. The secret to long-term success. Building a chain of progress. Want an effortless way to build new habits into your life, almost without thinking? The secret lies in habit stacking. Attaching a new habit to an existing, already established routine. This method leverages the momentum of behaviors you already perform automatically, creating a natural flow from one action to the next. It works by creating a new cue from an old one. Let's look at some examples. After brushing your teeth, meditate for 1 minute. Brushing your teeth is likely an ingrained habit. By immediately following it with a short meditation, You create a seamless transition. The cue for meditation becomes the completion of brushing. After pouring your morning coffee, read one page of a book. The aroma and ritual of coffee become the signal to pick up your book. After finishing dinner, take out the trash. This links a routine task with another household chore you might otherwise forget. After turning on the computer for work, write down your top 3 priorities for the day. This ensures you start your workday with focus. This method is incredibly powerful because it eliminates the need for willpower in the initial stages. You're not trying to create a new cue from scratch. You're leveraging an existing one. It's like adding a new car to a train that's already moving. Think about how you can integrate new positive behaviors into your existing routines. If you already take the stairs at work, add an extra flight if feasible, or consciously focus on your breathing during the ascent. 10. If you already listen to music during your commute, intentionally play an educational podcast or an audiobook in between songs or during a specific portion of your journey. If you already check your phone first thing in the morning, implement a rule. After I check my phone, I will drink a glass of water. The key is to identify your current reliable habits and then strategically insert the new desired behaviors immediately after them. This creates a chain reaction, where one habit automatically triggers the next, making your new desired actions feel less like a chore and more like a natural progression of your day. Habit stacking transforms your daily life into a series of mini routines that build upon each other, propelling you towards your goals with minimal conscious effort. Chapter 6. How to overcome failure and stick to habits. The power of consistency over perfection. Let's be honest, we all mess up. There will be days when you miss your workout, when you give in to a craving, or when you simply can't bring yourself to do what you intended. This is not a sign of failure. It's a natural part of the process. The key isn't perfection, it's consistency. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often boils down to how they respond to setbacks. James Clear shares a powerful truth. The rule is to never miss a habit twice in a row. Miss one workout? That's perfectly fine. Forgive yourself, acknowledge it, and then make a firm commitment to get back on track the very next day. But never miss 2 in a row. Missing twice creates a new negative pattern, a streak of failure that is much harder to break. Missing just once is an anomaly. Missing twice can become a habit. Success comes from course correcting, not quitting. It's about building resilience and developing the discipline to get back on the horse after you fall off. This principle is crucial because it removes the pressure of perfection. You don't need to be flawless. You just need to be persistent. Furthermore, James Clear shares another powerful truth. Habit success isn't about feeling motivated. It's about making habits small enough that they're impossible to fail. If your goal is to exercise for an hour and you feel unmotivated, you might skip it entirely. But if your goal is to do 1 push-up, it's almost impossible to say no. The goal isn't to achieve a massive workout, it's to show up. Once you've done that 1 push-up, you've maintained your identity as someone who exercises, and you've kept your streak alive. Often that single push-up leads to 2, then 5, then more, because the hardest part is usually just getting started. This concept of minimum viable effort is a game changer. It ensures that even on your worst days, you can still cast a vote for your desired identity. It prevents a single missed day from spiraling into weeks or months of inaction. Remember, success doesn't come from big leaps. It's built through small, atomic habits. What's one habit you'll start today using the principles we've discussed? Make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. And most importantly, commit to never missing twice in a row. Your future self will thank you. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more insights into personal growth and self-improvement. And remember, the power to transform your life lies in the atomic habits you build, one small action at a time. Thank you for watching.